Put some lovely fuel in it. Next up, change the battery. Not sure how that comes off, or does it lift up? Is that it? Does it just lift up? Oh, looks very clean. Very clean, actually. Let's see if it goes up in smoke. Fingers crossed. That doesn't. Right, that's the battery in. So, shall we see if it starts? What have I done with the keys? Let's try it. You have to remember to get in on the left hand side. Ouch. Oh. Move the seat back. Oh, it's so Baguette. It is so Baguette. I bet it's got a choke on it, hasn't it? Yeah, well, let's just see. Oh, we have dash lights. Oh, we have indicators. We have everything. Right. We have wipers. Right. Just pump the throttle a few times, so choke's on. Good old choke. Oh, yes. Just check we're in there. Yeah. We're running. We're running. Whoa. Choke off straight away, look at that. You youngsters won't even know what a choke is. But yeah, we're running. Here we go, collection day. Stick it on the trailer. Whew. Yeah, he's left the keys in it. Right, let's fire it up. Cool little thing. We're on. I nearly ripped the door out. There we go. Sorted. welcome back to the channel, or should I say bonjour. Welcome back. It's been a while, I apologise, been busy, said I'd do lots this year and I haven't. All I've done is other things, not really worked much on the cars, but as you may notice, there is a very old Renault Extra, not a Renault Extra, actually a Renault Express van here. I'm just welcoming to my new project. Not that I need it anymore with the Maxim and Scoob that's in there, and obviously the Williams, but there it is, my new, to me, Renault Express van. So yes, here it is. Wasn't really looking for one, always liked them, had one years ago. In fact, I'll put a pickup now actually. I did get one, it didn't run. I put a Renault 5 turbo engine in it, bit of a failed project, didn't always get there, but I will put a picture up as you can see. And I always kind of fancied another one, so I had seen this one up for sale a couple of times, and the guy kept reducing the price, and in the end it was local, excuse the train, it was local, and I just went for it. So yeah, solid example, tidy example actually, really, from 10 yards anyway. No, it's not that bad. I will give you a rundown on what I'm planning on doing with it, but yeah, it is a genuine French import. So this came into the UK from France in 2001, was on the road for a couple of years here, and then was off the road for many years. When you look at the MOT history, it just was sat doing nothing. And in 2021 I think, so yeah, arrived in 2001, was on the road for about 3 years, so 2004-05 it came off the road. Then it wasn't MOT'd again until 2022 I believe, and in that time it was just sat there. But before it was MOT'd, it was actually passed by a couple of people, but then it was owned by what I believe some older boys that owned a 2CV restoration place, and they recommissioned it, resprayed it. As you will see when I show you, the resprays isn't the best, but it is of a standard. It looks fine, it looks tidy, it is what it is, it's a van, but it looked a lot tidier than a lot of the other Renault Express, or Renault Extra vans as they are over here. And anyway, they restored it to an extent, tarted it up, put it back on the road. And the guy I bought it off, he bought it in 2022, and he paid a lot more than I did for it, and was going to convert it into a cafe, sort of Prosecco bar, coffee shop thing. Never got around to it because he had other businesses, and it just sat there for 3 years, and then he realised he needed to get rid and put it up for sale, and he kept reducing the price and no one wanted it for some reason. In the end it got that cheap, I just had to buy it. I think mainly the reason it didn't sell is because it is obviously left-hand drive, being a genuine French import. Now to me, I really like that. I love the fact it's left-hand drive, I really do. Growing up when I was younger, we used to go to France a lot, with the family, going over there with the trailer tents and road tripping through France. It was something we did every summer. We loved France, and seeing these Renault Express vans, Renault 4 vans, Renault 5s, that to me, I just remember them in France, and I always loved them back in when I was little. So to have a genuine French one is really good. I've had it a couple of weeks now, actually. Yeah, I've had it a couple of weeks now, but I've not really done anything with it. But I'm going to do a few bits, in the pipeline, but I thought before I do anything I'd show you around it. See what you think. Ooh, let's get in So, as I say, genuine French import left-hand drive. It is super original. 163 kilometers on the clock. But whoever obviously had this in France had looked after it. You know, it hasn't had a hard life at all. And then obviously over here it has been tarted up and resprayed, but it's very original. You know, you got like Renault mats, you've even got like the original stereo. They've even had seat covers on, so the original seats are tidy. I am going to put some headrests in it because I really don't like driving without headrests, so yeah, I'm going to put some headrests in. But it even came with both sets of keys, and as you'll see, some spares and a whole load of history. So yeah, it is very original. You know, it hasn't been messed with. You know, things like the stereo and stuff, everything works as well. Everything works, which is cool. Here's the power plant. Yes, 1.1 C1E engine. So yeah, 48 brake horsepower. I mean, 48 brake horsepower. Imagine that uphill with the full load in the back. I mean, I don't even know how it went up a hill. Anyway, we'll soon find out when it's on the road. But as I've done nothing yet other than put a brand new battery in. And yeah, I have got some service stuff that I'll show you that I'm going to do. But overall, very pleased with it for the money. Very pleased. It's very solid as well, which I'll show you in a second. So as I say, it has been resprayed by these older guys. You know, apparently they're old boys, you know, in the 70s, restoring 2CVs. Obviously they just did, like, you know, the sort of welding you'd expect. You know, it wasn't concourse, and obviously they resprayed it in a manner that I would imagine cars would have been resprayed, or what they know. It has, they've obviously polished it up, and it is alright. Very rust free. There is a couple of little spots here, and ooh, if I quickly whiz you around the bonnet, and like here, but overall very, very clean. Very clean. You know, they normally got rust all over them. These are a tiny bit there. I mean, there's a little bit here, but nothing major. Other than that, really good. Hard to see because it's got all this. Yeah, it's been sat out, so it's moist, shall I say? But yeah, their masking up when they resprayed it wasn't the best, and you know, you can tell it's a cheap respray, but it looks tidy. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely more than presentable. You know, I'll clean the overspray off everything, and it will look really good. I mean, when I say overspray, I mean like these sort of things like this. Overspray on everything, but you know, stuff like that will sort a bit of overspray here. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's going to be replaced when I service it. So yeah, they're masking up. I don't even think they even saw a roll of masking tape. I mean, look at that. Got a new one of those though. But once I've cleaned it up and got rid of you know, the overspray, it will look a lot better. You know, you got bits on here, but it all scrapes off, and you know, it is a bit orange peely and stuff, but a good machine polish would actually bring it really nicely. But the arches are solid, you know what I mean? There you go, more overspray, but the arches are solid. Look, a bit of surface there, but absolutely solid. This one's one of my favourite oversprays. Didn't even bother masking there, just oh, that'll do, that'll be reet. And then there's little bits, but where it's been jacked up, but look at that, solid as a rock. So yes, there is a bit of tidying to do. Roof rack, not sure on that, think I might take it out. But yeah, doors are all solid. So overall, pleased. It's just the overspray thing. I mean, like, really? I mean, this is another good one. The interior lamp. Look, they actually resprayed over the whole interior lamp. I mean, mint. How mint's that? But they have actually painted all in here. They've painted under here, fitted all this, so it's very tidy. And it comes with, which this is pretty cool, this pop top thing. So you can get taller stuff in while you're driving. Can stick out the back. Bit of a rare option. You don't see many of them with that on. but not sure what that bolt is. Random. So yes, pretty cool indeed. Now, a couple of things, being a Renault Express rather than a Renault Extra, it has been converted light-wise obviously to UK spec. Front headlights have to be changed obviously, but the rear ones they've also changed, as in it has the fog light on this side, which is obviously roadside, and then the reverse light is on this side here. In France or Europe, should I say, where they're all Expresses, they're the other way around, so fog light this side, reverse light that side. One of the things I'm going to do is I am actually going to try and swap them back over. Hopefully they've not modified the wiring too much, as in extended it and changed it, but that is one thing I'm going to do. Quite wanted to put it back as French as I could. I've stuck the French sticker on because I just remember all cars over in France are always having a F on the front. All the keys match. It's all the sets of keys. They all match. You've got your main key, you've got one key for the glove box, and the other one, obviously it's had a new petrol cap at some point, but the actual main keys, the actual original Renault keys here, all the doors, all the ignition, back doors, everything all matches. So that's another nice original feature. You know, things like this on cars this age, being what, 1988, lose that sort of stuff. You know, that goes missing. It's not stuff you can replace either, unless you put a whole new barrel set on. So stuff like that's pretty cool. So very pleased with how original and solid this is. But then again, been living in France most of its life, and when it's been here, not been actually been on the road, France don't use a load of salt and stuff like us, and hence it survived. Quick lie down. Yeah, so I thought I'd show you underneath just to show you how solid it is. Yes, it's been jacked up in the wrong place a couple of times over the years, which, you know, I want to try and sort. But if we go under the car, you know, it's absolutely rock solid. You know, you look under it if you can, it really is. Surface rust and stuff like that, all very sortable. It really is. It really is tidy. I hope that showed it a bit. Not the easiest thing to film under a car or van, should I say. But again, this side jacked up in the wrong place again. A little bit of surface, but look at this. It is absolutely solid. Now underneath, as you can see here, this is what I'm saying about welds. So it is solid, but the welding is a bit, do you know what I mean? It's like, this is all solid as a rock. It's just these couple of patches just need grinding down and putting under seal on. They obviously never bothered. Oh, what's that water? Anyway, but other than that, it is surface. That's all surface. This is solid. It's all surface. So overall, very solid van. Very solid van. Again, arches. So I've been round it and everything, and yeah, it is not a welding project. It's literally tarting up those couple of little welds, as I say. Old boys welding it up. Don't know why they never undersealed it, but I will grind those back to make them nice and smooth. Clean the whole underside, clean any rust, and then I'm going to Gravitex just in black, just underneath. And try and repair some of the damage where it's been jacked up, and then I'm going to Gravitex this black up to this line here, because as you'll see in a minute, that would have been black from factory. So along with all the history, this all came with the van, even with an original Renault service technical thing that dealerships would have had. Also came with spare Renault Extra badges, that in case I wanted to badge it as an extra, but now I'm keeping it as an Express, being as that's what it is from France. Renault Extra in the UK. It even came with The original Renault books from new, which is pretty damn cool. All this original stuff from France, all original stuff, and even the original French service books and the original dealership it came from. And the bonus having all that is I have the original French number plate, which still matches up on the French. When you go on a French car check like you can over here, it actually all matches up, and there it is, it's still red. So it only ever had that plate in France until it came over here, and the dealership is only about 30 minutes from the ferry, just going into France. It is in, well, there you go, there's the dealership, which is pretty cool. So this is the original service book from the car, and it's immaculate because it never seems to have been stamped. Excellent, but it's cool to have. And the guarantee, all in French. There's the original, that's a Renault, that's the colour of it. Don't know which one it is, probably the variant. And that was a MOT certificate from France. Everything matches up, all the VIN numbers match up with the UK number plate. There, I'll colour my address up. And so the VIN numbers match up to the VIN numbers when it had the French plate, so yes. And then obviously it's coming to the UK, so on the UK plate someone's actually put Renault Extra books together and a Renault 5 book so you can understand it, because obviously all those are in French. So that's pretty cool. It also came with this, which I've framed, which is an original poster, well not poster, original flyer for when they were new. And it confirms that mine is a Renault Express Extra Edition. They did a Prima Edition, they did other ones, but this is what mine is, with the seats. It's all in French. But the Extra apparently obviously had extra bits like these sort of 5-speed and, you know, clock and the pop-up thing, but it also had these graphics that said Extra in, which is pretty cool. So I might actually refit them. But it even retains, which I noticed the other day, it's still got the original wheel trims, so that is pretty cool. So yeah, mine is a Renault Express Extra Edition. Now obviously in the UK they didn't get the Extra Edition because it would have been called a Renault Express, no it wouldn't, it would have been called a Renault Extra Extra, which would have made no sense. So this Express Extra was literally just for the French market. Tells you all about it there. So it was in really good condition, so I framed it. Pretty sad, but you know, I like that sort of stuff. So yeah, pleased to have all this history, you know. It's even got history and French history and other, look, French booklets from when it was new, which is really cool. All in French obviously, but the fact that someone's kept all this stuff from when they ordered it brand new, and the fact it's got the original keys and all the, you know, the original service books and everything. It's, yeah, someone looked after this, and yeah, rare thing to have everything, especially as it's been imported from France. So for it to come with everything, I'm chuffed with. I'm really pleased with. So yes, let's move this. Other things it came with. Oh, just a quick note. The little windows is another thing the Extra came with, so as well as the pop-up thing, the little side windows, which, you know, I'd have preferred without, but actually quite cool. Handy for looking out as well, I suppose, being left on drive, you know, for your blind spot. So yes, that's all that. But everything else it came with is here. It literally came with all sorts of stuff. Like, someone had put some French style, obviously the plate, but they put French style plates on at some point. Pretty funky. Oh, some HT leads here, some service stuff, and yeah, brake shoes, brake pads, track rod ends, disc brakes, and air filter. So a brand new air filter. It even came with some other things, which Renault 4 clocks for some reason. So I've got some Renault 5 clocks, some Renault 4 clocks, Renault 4 brand new rear light, Now these are some things. A Renault 4 clutch cable I've found out. Genuine Renault. I mean, that must be rare. I don't even know why it's come with it. But this is a left-hand drive, obviously. Clutch cable. Genuine Renault. For a Renault 5, an extra, including GT Turbo. So that is pretty cool. It's probably sought after abroad. Someone restoring a Renault 5 wanting an original cable because you can't get them. But it came with all sorts of stuff. Extra lights, track rod ends, brake shoes, whole load of track rod ends, more brake shoes, just a reflector. I don't, you know what I mean? Some of this stuff though, I don't even think is for, oh look, Renault 4's brake springs. It's for, they've chucked. The old boys that restored it, when they got rid of it, gave a load of spares, and gave a load of spares that actually weren't even for this van. So I'm going to have to go through all this, and basically I'm going to sell all the Renault 4 stuff. You know, keep what I need for the 5 Express van, for this van, sell the rest. There's even some spare mirrors. So yeah, it's come with a whole load of stuff that I need to go through, and I am going to sell some of it, and obviously that'll come back and go towards, well, come off the cost of buying the van. So yeah, here we go. For all your younger viewers, this is a choke, so we need to put the choke on. Check it's in neutral. So locks on. Ooh, tunes are on. There you go, straight up. Fired straight up. So anyway, while it's warming up, some things I am going to do to it. Full service. It needs a full service. As you can probably hear, sounds a bit meaty. It does need an exhaust. It's got holes in the exhaust. I did know this when I bought it. So the things it definitely needed was new exhaust, and the front calipers are binding. It needs new front disc pads, and I think new front calipers. The rear's all fine, the handbrake's great, but the front definitely needs doing. So, and then full service, I'm going to do oil, filter. In fact, I'll show you this in the back of my van here while it's starting up. So I'm going to do oil, filter. I've managed to get some brand new old stock genuine Renault plugs, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to do plugs, oil, filter. It doesn't need anything special. I've got a new header tank because obviously the overspray on it, and the yeah, so train again, excuse the train. But yeah, look how much nicer that's going to look than that. So my mission is to get this service, oil, filter, coolant, new genuine Renault coolant as you'll have seen there, like what I put in my other cars, new header tank, flush all the coolant system out, new air filter which I've got in the back, a genuine Renault, new plugs, new leads, new distributor. So yes, everything. Oh God, there's a squeak going on. Need a new belt as well for the alternator. But yeah, these are the bits for the service. And look, I've got a genuine Renault filter here, brand new in the box. So it's going to have a brand new Renault filter, new Renault plugs, new header tank, some new genuine Renault coolant. It's probably never been serviced so well. So it's going to have genuine plugs filtered, and then I'm only putting a cheap filter and cheap oil in for now just to flush it through, and then I'm going to put a genuine Renault filter on and put it up, fill it up with elf oil, which Renault obviously recommended back in the day, like what I like to put in my other Renaults. So that's the plan. Get the brakes sorted at the front, new exhaust on it. I'm going to turn this off, it's choking me out. Yeah, get all those bits sorted and get it on the road. Shouldn't need anything else really. And then once it's on the road, I am going to change the suspension on the front and rear. And let's be honest, I am going to lower it. Yeah, like with everything, it is going to get lowered at some point. And some alloy wheels. Not sure what to do. Don't know whether to put Renault 5 GT turbo wheels on it, or some turbines, phase 1 clear 16 valve turbines. They'd look pretty cool. And other than that, while I'm going through it, is clean the overspray off. Get as much overspray off everything. First port of call is servicing it and the engine bay, and get the overspray off in the engine bay, get that looking nice, and then just work my way through it. And I say, take the roof rack off. I think people like it. I'm not a massive fan. It's not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea at all, actually. So yeah, anyway, that's about it really. So I just thought I'd show you around, and I apologise, as I say, for not being here, not doing anything. As you can see, the Maxim's still here. Williams is now, well, it's towards the end of September now, so Williams will be getting tucked away for winter. The Scoob, I'm sorry for everyone. Everyone's going to moan at me. Scoob is still here in exactly the same state as when I showed you last time. I haven't even touched it. So massive apologies to everyone. I promise I will be getting onto this. Now, obviously I don't need all these cars, so I'm umming and ahhing what to do with the Maxim. It might go, I might sell it, I don't know. We'll have to see. Let me know what you think I should do with everything. Try and keep it. Yeah, don't need everything, but it's nice to keep stuff into. Anyway, I'm waffling on now, so if you got it this far, you made it this far, should I say, to the video, good, glad you did. I do waffle on a bit. Not the most exciting videos, but you know, I just thought I'd show you what I'd bought, and this is it. So yeah, please do like, subscribe, and leave me a comment what you think. They do look cool with the early fronts, don't they? Do like the early fronts on them. Yeah, do like the early fronts, because they did facelift the rest of it. Anyway, waffling again. So let me know what you think and leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one, when I will be starting to do a few service bits and basically getting it to a standard that I'm happy with. So anyway, see you soon and take care. Bye.